Speaker. Representative of the government. Congratulations.
Minister Gibo, good luck. Very happy to meet you. Minister, it is difficult not to meet her husband.
How are you?
I really did. We've been in a summer clothes almost a month clothes.
Today, Prime Minister.
Oh, it is a good job. It is a good job. We have a performance this time, and if you'd just like to stand for a minute, please. Just a minute to see, please.
Good morning, everybody.
I'm more of a hugger. Yeah, that's the problem. We can't hug anymore.
We'll get it back. We'll get it back. I don't remember.
Vi ses så.
Dans un instant, la gouverneure générale désignée, Madame Mary May Simon, fera son entrée, accompagnée du très honorable Justin Trudeau, Premier ministre du Canada, du très honorable Richard Wagner, juge en chef et administrateur du gouvernement du Canada, de Monsieur Ian McCowan, secrétaire de la gouverneure générale, et de Monsieur Whit Fraser, l'époux de Madame Simon. La procession sera menée par Monsieur Greg Peters, huissier du bâton noir. The procession will enter to the sound of the hilaut, the traditional Inuit drum, performed by David Surqua, an Inuk elder, drum dancer, and educator from Nulton Lake, Nunavut. Mr. Surqua is renowned throughout Nunavut, Canada, and the world as a leader in preserving and teaching Inuit language, arts, and culture to new generations. Please rise. Veuillez vous lever. Please be seated. Veuillez vous asseoir. Avant de commencer, j'aimerais reconnaître que nous sommes sur le territoire non cédé de la nation Algonquin-Anishinaabe, présente en ces lieux depuis des temps immémoriaux. For over 30 years, Algonquin-Anishinaabe elder Claudette Commanda has promoted First Nations people, history, and culture. She is currently the executive director of the First Nations Confederacy of Cultural Education Centers, a national organization that promotes and protects First Nations culture, languages, and traditional knowledge. I now invite Elder Commanda to offer words of welcome and to officially open today's ceremony. Elder Commanda.
Kwe Sheba, bonjour, good morning. Elders, Indigenous leaders, Prime Minister Trudeau, Mrs. Trudeau, Chief Justice, Governor General Designate, and your husband. Members of Parliament, members of the Senate, family and friends, First Nations, Inuit, Métis, and Canadians. Pijajikoma, Anishinaabe Aki, O Mamaweniniwag. Bienvenue au territoire non cédé de mes ancêtres, nu peuple, la nation algonquin. Governor General Designate Mary Simon. On behalf of the Algonquin Nation, I sincerely welcome you to the homeland of the Algonquin people. We greet you with kindness and love as our relative. Madame Simon, je vous offre une prière. May the Creator and our ancestors bless you every day in your responsibilities as the new Governor General, with strength mashkawiziwin, wisdom nibakawin, and good health mino pimadzwin. Le 26 juillet 2021, c'est un jour pour nouvelle histoire. Merci Créateur pour notre leader Mary Simon. Miigwech Gijimnado Kinakego. We thank the Creator for everything good. I call on the words of my late grandfather, William Commanda. One mind, one heart, one determination. In essence, Miss Simon, your focus on reconciliation, education, wellness, and youth is the one mind, the one heart, and the one determination for a brighter Canada. Une vision, guérison, un esprit d'espoir pour les jeunes autochtones et canadiens. A vision of healing, a spirit of hope for indigenous and Canadian youth. Aujourd'hui, c'est une belle journée. Mino Gijigun Nongum. Today we are here to celebrate your accomplishments, to wish you well, to express community support. Your family and Inuit community uphold you with pride, and Indigenous and Canadian people share in their pride. De tout mon cœur, avec paix, dans un esprit de respect, and in the spirit of love, God bless you, Mary Simon, and may you walk softly upon Mother Earth with the 7 grandfathers. Chimiigwej nishimesh kizagiyin. Merci, thank you, miigwej.
Merci, Madame Commanda, pour vos sages paroles et pour votre accueil. Originaire de Saluit, au Nunavik, et maintenant établie à Montréal, Elisapi est devenue une ambassadrice de la culture inuite qu'elle exprime avec passion et des sentiments profonds. La chanson Arnak, qu'elle interprétera aujourd'hui, est un hommage à la force des femmes. Accueillons chaleureusement Elisapi.
Anawama, paniapiwama, ananawama, ananatsengawama, auka, daimaitsana, saputinga. da da tino gavi Auka dai mai tsana Sabuti gavi Auka dai mai tsana Sabuti nga
I would now like to take a moment to explain a tradition that was carried out before the ceremony began, the lighting of the hulik, the traditional Inuit lamp. Made of soapstone, the hulik is used in the Arctic to bring light and warmth traditionally to the home. Traditionnellement, c'est aux femmes que revient la tâche de s'occuper du hulik. Symboliquement et spirituellement, le hulik allumé ici aujourd'hui honore la force des familles inuites et souligne la responsabilité profonde et personnelle que Mary May Simon prendra aujourd'hui. Sally Webster is an Inuk elder from Baker Lake, Nunavut. A longtime friend of Mary Simon, she brings with her today the pride, support, and respect of Inuit for Ms. Simon's installation as Governor General of Canada. Elder Sally Webster is assisted today by Tuni Julie Kutu Shirello. Merci à vous deux d'être ici parmi nous aujourd'hui. Depuis la Confédération, en 1867, la fonction de gouverneur général a grandement évolué. Les lettres patentes de 1947, signées par le roi George VI, sont venues redéfinir les pouvoirs du gouverneur général. Depuis, le gouverneur général exerce dûment les tâches du chef d'État, non seulement au Canada, mais aussi à l'étranger. Conformément aux lettres patentes, le gouverneur général est aussi le commandant en chef du Canada. Les lettres patentes exigent que la description de cette charge soit lue publiquement lors de la sermentation d'un nouveau gouverneur général. I now invite the Secretary to the Governor General to read the commission signed by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada.
Elizabeth II, by the grace of God of the United Kingdom, Canada, and her other realms and territories, Queen, Head of the Commonwealth, Defender of the Faith. 2, our trusty and well-beloved Mary May Simon. Greeting. We do, by this, our present commission, under our Great Seal of Canada, appoint you, Mary May Simon, to be, during our pleasure, our Governor General and Commander-in-Chief in and over Canada, with all the powers, rights, privileges, and advantages belonging or appertaining to the office. And we do hereby authorize, empower, and command you, as our representative, to exercise and perform, all in singular, the powers and directions contained in certain letters patent under our Great Seal of Canada, bearing the date the 8th day of September in the year of our Lord, 1947, constituting the office of the Governor-General and Commander-in-Chief in and over Canada, and in any other letters patent adding to, amending, or substituted for the same. And further, we do hereby appoint that so soon as you shall have taken the prescribed oaths and have entered upon the duties of your office, this, our present commission, shall come into effect. And we do hereby command, all in singular, our officers, ministers, and loving subjects in Canada, and all others whom these presents may concern, to take due notice hereof, and to give their ready obedience accordingly. Given under our royal hand and under our Great Seal of Canada, this 21st day of July, in the year of our Lord, 2021, and the 70th year of our reign. Élisabeth II, par la grâce de Dieu, reine du Royaume-Uni, du Canada et de ses autres royaumes et territoires, chef de Commonwealth, défenseur de la foi, à notre fidèle et bien-aimée Mary May Simon. Salut. Par notre présente commission sous notre grand sceau du Canada, nous vous nommons, vous, Mary May Simon, notre gouverneur général et commandant en chef du Canada, à titre amovible, avec tous les pouvoirs, droits, privilèges et avantages appartenant ou attachés à la charge. Et par les présentes, nous vous conférons l'autorisation et le pouvoir, et nous vous enjoignons à vous, notre représentante, d'exercer les attributions et d'observer les instructions contenues dans les lettres patentes délivrées sous notre grand sceau du Canada, en date du 8e jour de septembre de l'an de grâce 1947, constituant la charge de gouverneur général et commandant en chef du Canada, ou dans toute autre lettre patente comportant adjonction, modification ou substitution à cet égard. Et en outre, nous décidons par les présents qu'aussitôt que vous aurez prêté les serments prescrits et assumé les fonctions de votre charge, notre présente commission prendra effet. Et par les présentes, nous enjoignons à tous et à chacun de nos fonctionnaires, ministres et faits sujets au Canada, ainsi qu'à tous autres intéressés, de prendre connaissance des présentes et d'y obéir en conséquence. Donné sous notre Saint Royal et sous notre Grand Sceau du Canada, ce 21e jour de juillet de l'an de grâce 2021, 70e année de notre règne.
Le document qui vient d'être lu, qui nomme Mary May Simon, est la pierre angulaire de la cérémonie d'aujourd'hui. Il témoigne de la confiance de la reine et de notre confiance collective dans sa nomination au poste de gouverneur général et dans sa capacité à s'acquitter de cette tâche solennelle. Le très honorable Richard Wagner lui fera maintenant prêter serment. The oaths are administered in the presence of members of the Queen's Privy Council for Canada. Ms. Janice Charette, Interim Clerk of the Privy Council, will now present the Chief Justice of Canada with the text of the oaths.
Do you, Mary May Simon, swear that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada, her heirs and successors?
I do.
So help you God. Vous, Mary May Simon, jurez-vous que vous serez fidèle et porterez sincère allégeance à Sa Majesté, la Reine Élisabeth II, Reine du Canada, à ses héritiers et successeurs?
Oui, Je le jure.
Ainsi Dieu vous soit en aide. Do you swear that you will well and truly serve Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in the office of Governor General and Commander-in-Chief of Canada, and duly and impartially administer justice therein?
I do.
So help you God. Jurez-vous de servir fidèlement et loyalement Sa Majesté la Reine Élisabeth II en qualité de gouverneur général et commandante en chef du Canada, et administrerez-vous la justice de façon convenable et impartiale?
Oui, je le jure.
Ainsi Dieu vous soit en aide. Do you swear that you will well and truly serve Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II in the office of Keeper of the Great Seal of Canada?
I do.
So help you God. Jurez-vous de servir fidèlement et loyalement Sa Majesté la Reine Élisabeth II en qualité de garde du Grand Sceau du Canada?
Oui, je le jure.
Ainsi Dieu vous soit en aide.
La gouverneure générale, ainsi que le juge en chef, le premier ministre et la greffière du conseil privé par intérim procéderont maintenant à la signature du registre des serments. The signed oaths will be kept in the Privy Council Oath Registry as evidence that the new Governor General has duly taken the oath of allegiance and the oath of office on this day of July 26, 2021.
You don't have to sign this one.
Okay.
Not every day is this formal, but
Congratulations, Excellencies.
Please rise. Veuillez vous lever. Distingués invités, Canadiennes et Canadiens, j'ai l'honneur de vous présenter la gouverneure générale du Canada, Her Excellency the Right Honourable Mary May Simon. Please be seated. Veuillez vous asseoir. Née à Saint-Boniface au Manitoba, Andrina Turenne est une auteure, compositrice, interprète reconnue, fortement attachée à ses racines métisses et francophones. Distingués invités, veuillez accueillir Madame Turenne qui interprétera En plein cœur mai.
C'est en plein cœur du mois de mai, sur la rivière Saskatchewan, que les gens libres, les bois brûlés, pour se défendre ont pris les armes. En plein cœur mai, quand tout fleurit, aux abords de la Saskatchewan, sang rouge métis tache la prairie, où devait pousser froid blé avoine. En plein cœur mai, 100 ans plus tard, du sang versé par les gardes. Moi le métis m'en souviens encore, aux abords de la Saskatchewan, aux abords de la Saskatchewan, en plein cœur mai, on prit nos armes. On s'est battu contre les Goddams sur la rivière Saskatchewan. Aux abords de la Saskatchewan, en plein cœur mai, on prit nos armes. On s'est battu contre les Goddams sur la rivière Saskatchewan. L'histoire est en écriture, on démonte les clôtures, on se tourne vers le soleil et le futur. L'histoire s'écrit au présent, ne perdons plus un moment. Tout ce qu'on crée, on le donne aux enfants.
Le gouverneur général décerne des distinctions honorifiques, officiellement créées par Sa Majesté la Reine, pour reconnaître les personnes qui, par leur excellence, leur courage ou leur sens du devoir exceptionnel, ont fait honneur au pays. La majorité des distinctions honorifiques canadiennes sont gérées par la Chancellerie des distinctions honorifiques, qui fait partie du bureau du secrétaire du gouverneur général. Un gouverneur général nouvellement installé devient chancelier de l'Ordre du Canada, de l'Ordre du mérite militaire, de l'Ordre du mérite des corps policiers et chef de l'autorité héraldique du Canada. I now invite the Secretary to the Governor General to present to Her Excellency the collars of office of the National Orders and the Canadian Heraldic Authority. The collar of the Chancellor of the Order of Canada, the collar of the Chancellor of the Order of Military Merit, the collar of the Chancellor of the Order of Merit of the Police Forces, and finally, the collar of the head of the Canadian Heraldic Authority.
I am honored to accept these collars. Je suis honoré d'accepter ces colliers.
Le Grand Sceau du Canada est un symbole apposé sur tous les documents d'État, leur conférant autorité et authenticité. Utilisé sur les proclamations et les commissions, il confère la sanction officielle de la couronne à tous les documents d'État. Le sceau actuel date du début du règne d'Élisabeth II, reine du Canada. I now invite the Registrar General of Canada, the Honourable François-Philippe Champagne, to present the Governor General with the Great Seal of Canada. Mr. Champagne is accompanied by the Deputy Registrar General, Mr. Simon Kennedy.
I entrust you with the Great Seal of Canada for safekeeping. Je vous confie la garde du Grand Sceau du Canada.
Singer-songwriter Tim Baker, a proud Newfoundlander and principal songwriter and lead vocalist of the multi-award-winning band Hey Rosetta, will now perform one of his solo songs, Songbirds, which highlights themes of freedom and confidence. Veuillez accueillir Monsieur Baker.
Merci tout le monde. Like a fool in a foolish coat, trying to be cool, but just being cold. I have seen the saddest thing, not you crying, but that you're hiding it from me. sowing, singing, fly. No home, be free, but connected to the sky. On, sing like a bird, sowing, singing, fly. Sing like dee dee die 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 dee dee die 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 dee dee die. Like dee dee die 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 dee dee die die die. I saw you shrink back into your sleeves. I saw you shrink until you disappeared from me. What do you hide from? And what hides from us? What kind of colors have we covered up and lost? No, be free, just be as you like. On, sing like a bird to the oncoming light. No, be free, but connected to the sky. And sing like a bird, and soar and sing and fly. Sing like dee dee die 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 dee dee die 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 dee dee die. Like dee dee die 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 dee dee die die die.
Honored guests, the Prime Minister of Canada, le Premier ministre du Canada, le très honorable Justin Trudeau.
Your Excellencies, Mr. Chief Justice, Mr. Speaker, distinguished guests and friends, let me begin by recognizing that we are on the traditional land of the Algonquin people. We acknowledge them as past, present, and future caretakers of this land. Votre Excellence, Madame Simon, c'est un honneur d'être ici aujourd'hui, au moment où vous devenez représentante de Sa Majesté la Reine au Canada, notre 30e gouverneur général. In Canada, perhaps more than any other place on earth, we're defined by our diversity. We're still a country that is, in many ways, young. And yet, indigenous peoples have called this place home for millennia. We are a country of vast Arctic spaces and busy city skylines, of prairies and coasts, of French and English, and of indigenous languages. This is a big place. This is a diverse place. And so we need people like Ms. Simon, because we need people who build bridges and bring us together. An officer of the Order of Canada and of the Ordre National du Québec, a leader in reaching Canada's first land claims agreement, and now Canada's first Indigenous Governor-General. Your Excellency, your remarkable achievements are an example of what it means to build bridges in pursuit of the Canada to which we all aspire. Un Canada de diversité et d'inclusion. Un endroit où tout le monde est respecté et chacun peut s'épanouir. C'est à notre portée grâce à des chefs de file comme Madame Simon. D'innombrables jeunes ont vu leur vie changer en mieux grâce au travail de Mme Simon à l'éducation. D'autre part, les parents se souviendront d'elle comme la porte-parole courageuse qui a lutté pour que les droits des personnes autochtones soient inclus dans les lois supérieures de notre pays. Et si le monde a vu le travail de Mme Simon en tant qu'ambassadrice pour la protection de l'Inuit Nunangat, nous suivrons son engagement dans la lutte contre les changements climatiques à travers le pays. Your Excellency, you remind us that true leadership is not measured in the honors or distinctions stacked up behind someone's name, although today you take on yet another title among many. Rather, true leadership is measured in what you do for those around you. It is measured in an ability to reach out and build a brighter future for all, not just for a lucky few. In this moment of unprecedented change, of rebuilding from the pandemic, of fighting the climate crisis, of walking forward on the path of reconciliation, we need your vision of a stronger Canada for everyone. A vision, as you say, of collective progress towards building a more inclusive, just, and equitable society. En ce jour où notre pays franchit cette étape importante, je suis certain que nous avons gagné une leader qui veillera à ce que les changements que nous constatons soient faits d'espoir, de justice et d'un avenir meilleur dont chacun d'entre nous pourra profiter. Votre Excellence, ce sera un honneur de travailler à vos côtés alors que vous faites de cette fonction historique la vôtre. Merci beaucoup. Nakomik.
Merci, Monsieur le Premier ministre. Thank you, Prime Minister. Maintenant, écoutons Hymne à l'espoir, une chanson d'Edith Butler, d'Angèle Arsenault et de Lise Aubu. La pièce musicale sera interprétée par une étoile montante de la chanson dont l'avenir est plus que prometteur. She conquered the hearts of many Canadians with her sparkling voice and personality earlier this year. Please welcome Lunu Zucchini.
Un jour peut-être, nous deviendrons de vrais amis. Je vois déjà que tout s'éclaire du côté de la nuit. côté de la vie, l'espoir à nos fenêtres, l'espoir qu'un jour peut-être le soleil pourra se lever du côté de la liberté.
Distingués invités, Son Excellence la Gouverneure générale du Canada, Her Excellency the Governor General of Canada.
Unnusakut. Good afternoon, or it's still morning. Good morning. Unnasekut. With great respect, I would like to acknowledge that today we are standing on the unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe people, who have lived and cared for this part of the world for thousands of years. Prime Minister Trudeau, thank you for your faith in me and for your commitment to reconciliation. I am honored, humbled, and ready to be Canada's first Indigenous Governor General. Je suis honorée et c'est avec humilité que je suis prête à devenir le premier Gouverneur général autochtone du Canada. Nakoksapunga ulumi angayok kamarimik Canada angayok kamaringanik tiliyaw ni haramatakunga poktunak pamut kikatoksuni kuin mitawa nitakyo akyani miumik. Where we gather here today is of enormous significance to me. 39 years ago, when this was the Government Conference Center, I worked with other Indigenous leaders and First Ministers to have our rights affirmed in the Constitution of Canada. That moment made this one possible. Daitumane akagoi 39 anigok simalak tilawit bihujak jualagilak simagattatakani idlok juame taikwa tili iltaksiyaw ni halagata kanyado bihujak juangani daitumane tanang tawlok simayu angayok kamarinyon takani illumi katinga magatjuasuta. I also wanted to offer my heartfelt gratitude to Her Majesty the Queen for placing her trust and confidence in me. I know she has an abiding love for this magnificent country. And to my family, thank you to my husband, Whit, to my children, Richard, Lewis, and Carol, and to my stepchildren, Rhonda, Diane, and Whitney, and to my siblings, of course, all my grandchildren and great-grandchildren. All of you have given me strength, purpose, love, and inspiration over the course of my life. To the Canadian Armed Forces, I am honored to be taking on the role as Commander-in-Chief of Canada. Thank you for embodying the meaning of sacrifice, valor, and service on behalf of all Canadians. Your conviction and courage is of the highest order and represents the very best of all of us. I'm looking forward to meeting those serving in the Army, Navy, Air Force, and the Canadian Rangers and other reserve units in the days ahead. Tili yaula sunga tusak tau si malak tilugu hoya litsia honga nakok misiak sunga lukanata miulimat uban ning sa puminrak sutit uban no adlahat tamata. Since the announcement of my appointment, I have been deeply touched by the responses from Canadians who have reached out to me. I have heard from Canadians who describe a renewed sense of possibility for our country and hope that I can bring people together. I have heard from Canadians who have challenged me to bring a new and renewed purpose to the office of the Governor-General to help Canadians deal with the issues we are facing. Des Canadiens m'ont donné le soutien de mon engagement à apprendre le français. Plusieurs m'ont même offert l'aide. I have heard from Canadians who have expressed their support in my commitment to learn French and have even offered to assist me in my training. And I have heard from Canadians who see Rideau Hall as the People's Hall, reflecting the values, aspirations, and diversity of our great Canadian family. I am truly grateful for these words of support and guidance. As Governor-General, I am fully committed to setting and maintaining the highest possible standard of work and ethics in all aspects of my duties. En tant que Gouverneur général, je m'engage à respecter les normes éthiques les plus élevées. Sometimes I have a little trouble pronouncing, but I'm learning. Aujourd'hui marque une journée importante et historique pour le Canada. Today is an important and historic day for Canada, but my story to these chambers began very far from here. I was born Mary Jeannie May in Arctic Quebec, now known as Nunavik. My Inuk name is Ningukarlak, and Prime Minister, it means bossy little old lady. I spent my adolescence in Nunavik, living a very traditional lifestyle with my parents. My mom, Nancy, was Inuk, my father, Bob, and my grandmother, Jeannie, who was also Inuk, who was from the south, managed our local Hudson's Bay Company post. Many months out of the year, we lived on the land, traveling by dog team and boat, hunting, fishing, and gathering food. Over the years, I have exchanged stories with Canadians about favorite childhood memories. This is mine, lying in our family tent along the George River on a bed of spruce boughs and caribou skins, listening to the early morning sound of birds and the crunch of snow under the feet of our dog team. What I value most about my upbringing was my parents teaching my siblings and I how to live in two worlds, the Inuit world and the non-Inuit southern world. This foundation of core values has both served and shaped me throughout my life, and I believe helped me get to the important turning point as a young girl when I stopped being afraid. It took time before I gained the self-confidence to assert myself and my beliefs in the non-Indigenous world. But when I came to understand that my voice had power and that others were looking to me to be their voice, I was able to let go of my fear. Amalo inut suta inut winnaw suta ukhawsibut ilokhosit tinut pitut simarlagitok amalo Daimangat inurusilang lauximagatta uvattinut sivumapaleagutir simayok. My first language, Inuktitut, is the language that defines Inuit as a people and is the foundation of our very survival. My second language, English, became a gateway to the world beyond. And now I am committed to adding Canada's other official language, French. Je m'engage à apprendre l'autre langue officielle du Canada, le français. At this point in our shared history, it is clear that many languages are part of the fabric of our nation, as are the stories of those who come to Canada in search of a new life. Later in my early 20s, living in Montreal, I worked for the CBC and found myself sight translating the news and explaining to Inuit listeners across the Arctic the news stories from around the world. But there has always been another guiding force in my life: the importance of promoting healing and wellness through all forms of education, from creating public policy to legislative reform, to improving school curricula, to advocating for human rights. I have had the pleasure in my career of traveling extensively to all provinces and territories. What I remember most is not the meetings or conferences, but the mix of culture and heritage that make Canada a beacon to the world. I will never forget the selfless work of Canadians in every corner of this country. Every day, inside small community halls, school gyms, Royal Canadian Legions, places of worship, and in thousands of community service organizations, there are ordinary Canadians doing extraordinary things. As Governor General, I will never lose sight of this, that our selflessness is one of our greatest strengths as a nation. Canada is an Arctic nation. Our Arctic is one of the most unique places on the planet, from spring geese to winter darkness to some of the largest wildlife migrations anywhere on Earth. Our north is also a lived-in homeland for Inuit, First Nations, and Métis people. The Arctic matters a lot to Canada and to the world. Canada has championed the creation of the Arctic Council and the Central Arctic Ocean Fishing Agreement. We have settled modern treaties with the Inuit. We have passed the Arctic Waters Pollution Prevention Act to assure sovereignty over the Northwest Passage and develop a circumpolar dimension to the foreign policy, which recognizes that human security must include environmental security. For many years, Canada has experienced a disproportionate level of impacts from climate change because the Arctic is warming faster than almost anywhere else on the planet. The Arctic represents nearly 40% of our landmass and may be free of summer sea ice in the coming decades. The twin global crisis of nature destruction and climate change are undoubtedly the challenge of our time. For evidence, we need only look at the Arctic and what has happened this past month across the country. The devastating impacts of forest fires, prolonged droughts, and record heat waves. I believe that in order to have a healthy future, we must reset our thinking to understand that nature contains and creates our climate. Our climate allows society to be possible and within our society is our economy. As Governor General, I will promote and recognize leading examples of community and indigenous-driven conservation and of climate action that are making a real difference and can inspire other Canadians to do the same. I hope to promote these examples of Canadian leadership nationally and around the world. I have always viewed Canada as a metaphor for a family. À mes yeux, le Canada est une grande famille. Canada isimakhalaramatana nunakjuavut Canada unaraktavut ilagi limango yaktilugu isimagisura. As members of our large and diverse Canadian family, we have to replace the hurt with hope and find the grace and humility to stand together and move towards a more just and equitable future. Addressing mental health and wellness within our families, our schools, our workplaces, and our frontline services is hard and necessary work. But think of the possibilities for stronger, healthier, and more prosperous communities. I would like to acknowledge all Canadians who have sacrificed their own safety by providing essential services during the pandemic so that the rest of us could stay safe. You stepped up when the rest of us were told to stay home. Thank you. As Governor General, I am committed to using this moment in our country's history to build on the work of destigmatizing mental health so it is viewed through the same lens as physical ailments and receive the same attention, compassion, and understanding. La santé mentale sera une question importante pour moi. Il faut continuer à éliminer les préjugés. Since the publication of the Truth and Reconciliation Report 6 years ago, we have learned as a country that we need to learn the real history of Canada. Embracing this truth makes us stronger as a nation, unites Canadian society, and teaches our kids that we must always do our best, especially when it is hard. The discoveries of unmarked graves on the grounds of residential schools in recent weeks has horrified me, along with all Canadians. A lot of people think that reconciliation will be completed through projects and services. All Canadians deserve access to services. My view is that reconciliation is a way of life and requires work every day. Reconciliation is getting to know one another. La réconciliation nous invite à établir de nouvelles relations. As stated in the Truth and Reconciliation Commission report, reconciliation must support Aboriginal peoples as they heal from destructive legacies of colonization that have wreaked such havoc in their lives. We are reminded daily that even though diversity is a core Canadian value, our country must do more to respect all languages, cultures, ethnicities, religions, and way of living. As Governor General, I will embody our nation's commitment to diversity and acceptance. Je m'engage à représenter tous les Canadiens. I've always believed the Right Honourable King Campbell held the country up to the correct standard when she said, "Canada is the homeland of equality, justice, and tolerance." Recognizing that 1/5 of all Canadians were born somewhere else it is more important than ever to make sure we live up to this commitment. To meet this moment as Governor General, I will strive to hold together the tension of the past with the promise of the future in a wise and thoughtful way. Our society must recognize together our moments of regret alongside those that give us pride, because it creates space for healing, acceptance, and the rebuilding of trust. I will strive to build bridges across the diverse backgrounds and cultures that reflect our great country's uniqueness and promise. I pledge to meet Canadians in all provinces and territories to learn firsthand what people are facing and what could be done to make their lives better. On the strength of those governors general who served before me, I commit to Canadians that I will move forward with humility and purpose to meet this moment in our shared history. Whit and I, and our dog Neva, are excited and honored that Rideau Hall will be our home, for our family home. We also plan to spend time living and working at the Citadel in the city of Quebec City. I am truly honored by this call to service and will do my best each and every day to be worthy of it. Je suis honoré d'être gouverneur général. Je ferai de mon mieux tous les jours pour être à la hauteur. Nakormik ilun nasi takunga tiliyaunara khulagitsetara amalu nakwad lagatsugu takwa angayokhamari tilisimmatatakani. Thank you, merci, miigwech nakormik.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Merci, Excellence. Honored guests, distingués invités, our ceremony is now drawing to a close. In just a few moments, Her Excellency and the official party will depart the chamber. We ask that you remain at your seat until the procession has left the Senate chamber. In a moment, our national anthem will be sung by Marie-Josée Laure. Née à Haïti, Madame Laure a grandi au Québec, où elle a débuté sa carrière professionnelle de cantatrice. A generous performer with a warm tone, she has earned many accolades in her career. Veuillez vous lever pour l'interprétation de notre hymne national. Please rise for the singing of O Canada.
Il
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Beautiful song. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Una pikualik. Elizabeth Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I love the opening.
Thank you. It's our pleasure.
Love the opening. Love the opening. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, David. Thank you so much. Thank you. Beautiful.
Nej, det är nice. Det är så great out there.